Hello everyone, so I'm back here with some more spoilers for a Monday Night Magic video. I'm gonna do, like, for anyone new who's coming to this channel, this is the first season I've done any spoilers. I generally just do gameplay. I think I'm gonna do it a little differently. Like, I pulled up a bunch of cards, and I'm just gonna go through them, and I haven't really looked at a ton of them, so we'll just go through them together so I can kind of just do it all at once. That way it'll be like we're looking at the cards together. So that seems fun to me. That being said, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe and hit like so you don't miss out on any of the new spoilers or videos or content that I have coming up. If you are already a subscriber, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Make sure you guys hit like and comment about the cards down at the bottom. I love reading all the comments, and I love talking about Magic cards. So let's just jump into this and start looking at some of these cards. Let's see what we have first here on this long list of cards. Alright, we have Chandra's Spitfire. 1 red, 2 colorless. It's an elemental. That's awesome. It's flying. Whenever an opponent is dealt non-combat damage, Chandra's Spitfire gets +3/+0 until end of turn. Well, that seemed like that could get really big. You play it turn 3, and then turn 4 if you have a bunch of 1-drop spells. 12, 13, that's 13? +3/+0? Wow. So you cast 4 spells, that's 12, plus it's got 1, that's 13. And all the spells you just cast, that's lethal for sure if they have no way to deal with that. That seems so good. Alright, well, first card seems pretty cool. Chandra Spitfire. Neat. Alright, moving on down the line. Alright, what is this? This is a mythic rare? Cavalier of Flame. Elemental Knight for 3 red and 2 other, so he costs 5. What is he got? He's got a ton of abilities. 1 red, 1 colorless. Creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain haste until end of turn. This seems okay. Whenever Cavalier of Flame enters the battlefield, discard any number of cards and then draw that many cards. I mean, that's always good if you have a bunch of stuff you don't need or don't want. You only draw that many cards. But it'd be nice if it was like draw that many cards +1. I mean, it is a mythic rare. When Cavalier of Flames dies, it deals X damage to each opponent and each planeswalker they control, where X damage is the number of land cards in your graveyard. Oh, okay. So I guess you could discard a bunch of lands, and then if it gets killed, you get something out of it. I mean, that is a lot. It could be a lot of damage. I mean, but what are you going to have in there unless you're actually putting lands into your graveyard? I mean, how many lands are you really going to have in there? So let's just say it deals like 3 or 4 to each planeswalker. It needs to say creature too. That would be better. I mean, it is a mythic rare. I don't know how I feel about this card. I'm going to do some thinking on that. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. It seems like a lot. Alright, I had to let my dog in. So let's go to the next card here. Chandra's Regulator. Okay, it's a legendary artifact for 1 red and 1 colorless. Whenever you activate a loyalty ability of a Chandra Planeswalker, you may pay 1. If you do copy that ability, you may choose new targets for that ability. Okay, it's super interesting and handy. You do have to pay 1 though, so it does cost something. Or you could pay 1, tap it, discard a mountain card or a red card and draw a card. I like that. I mean, that could definitely be handy. Very handy tool to be able to filter through your deck, especially in a deck that's speedy. I guess if you're trying to burn, you always end up needing to get that last 3 or 4 damage, or sometimes 1 damage, and like they stabilize. So that's a good way to get it. You're just like, come on, please, just give me a shock. So that helps you get there. All right, let's take a look here. An elemental cat. Okay, Chandra's Ember Cat. 1 red, 1 colorless. Tap, add mountain. Spin this mana only to cast elemental spell or Chandra Planeswalker spell. Well, super conditional. But I guess in the right deck, you could elemental deck. I guess you get a little extra mana, so it's a mana dork for a specific deck. Let's move on. Angel of Vitality. 1 white, 2 colorless, Angel, flying. If you would gain life, you gain that much life plus 1. Sorry. Angel of Vitality gets +2/+2 as long as you have 25 or more life. Well, that's better. But are you really going to be there turn 3 to where it comes? If it comes down as a 4/4 flyer, that seems a lot better. We're moving on. What is that? That just flashed up. Okay, Leyline of Sanctity. What? Oh my god. So this is going to be in standard. For who doesn't know what this is, it's 2 white, 2 colorless enchantment. If Leyline of Sanctity is in your opening hand, you may begin the game with it on the battlefield, and its ability is you have hexproof. So that seems really good. I know this card's played in the sideboard of a lot of stuff. Modern plays it, Legacy plays it. Seems really good. I mean, it coming out of the sideboard in standard, I guess they're not going to be able to like duress you and stuff like that, or hit you for some damage right off the bat. I'm curious to see where its place will be in standard. Make sure you guys leave some comments about this. I'm dying to know what everyone is thinking about Leyline of Sanctity being in standard. It's been due for reprint anyway, so cool. Next. Oh, Thrashing Brontanodon. I can't say some of these cards sometimes. Brontanodon. Brontodon? Whatever. Anyways, this card is already in standard. 2 green, 1 colorless dinosaur. Pay 1, sacrifice Thrashing Brontanodon, destroy target artifact or enchantment. And it's a 3/4. This is a good card. Next. Oh, well, this is in another language. We're going to have to take a closer look at this on the internet. Wake Root Elemental. 2 green, 4 colorless, elemental creature. You can pay 5 green. Wow. Untap target land you control. It becomes a 5/5 elemental creature with haste. It's still a land. That seems really good if the translation is right. I mean, it doesn't say remove it after. Definitely in a mono green stompy deck, I could see this becoming powerful if you can start turning all your lanes into 5/5s. I mean, that's some big lands. I like it. I'm sure there's some way to break this card. I mean, that is some big creatures. Alright, well that's cool. Sweet. What is this? Yorox Finlurker. 2 black. Horror. Creature. Whenever Yorox Finlurker enters the battlefield, each opponent exiles a card from their hand. That's good. Pay 1 black, 2 colorless. It gets +1/+1 until end of turn. It does cost 2 black. It is just a 1/1, and that's a lot to pay to pump them up. Thought Distortion. 2 black, 4 colorless for an uncommon sorcery. The spell can't be countered. Well, that's always a good start. Target opponent reveals their hand. Exile all non-creature, non-land cards from that player's hand and graveyard. Can't be countered. I don't think this card is horrible. Interesting. Leave some comments about that one. That could definitely tear some control decks up, I think. Can't be countered. Oh, I like that card. That is cool. Disfigure. Alright, we got Disfigure. So 1 black, instant, uncommon. Which this is a common. Target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn. And now we have Scheming Symmetry. Oh, this only costs 1 black, and it's gold. Choose 2 target players. Each of them searches their library for a card, then shuffles their library and puts the card on top of it. There's a lot of situations where this could be really good for you. Where it's not good for you is letting your opponent go in and get its card that it needs at the time of the game. But there's a lot of other stuff out there that this can pair with, where like target players can't search their libraries. It's in standard. There's stuff like that in modern. Of course, it's there if it's in standard. But so this could be handy paired with another ability, like opponents can't search their libraries for start. And then this card is awesome. Another rare. 1 black, 3 colorless, Dread Presence. It is a nightmare. Whenever a swamp enters the battlefield under your control, choose 1. You draw a card and you lose 1 life. It's like always a good one. Dread Presence deals 2 damage to any target and you gain 2 life. I like that. It's a 3/3 for 4, but it has a fairly good ability if you're in a mono black deck. Infuriate. 1 red. Target creature gets +3/+2 until end of turn. Instant. Common. Well, this might be good for Feather. +3/+2 for 1. That seems pretty good. Pretty good. It doesn't do anything else but pump them up, but I like it. In the right situation. What is this? Flame Sweep. 1 red, 2 other. Flame Sweep deals 2 damage to each creature except creatures you control with flying. That's always nice. It's got that extra ability if you have flyers out. So it's a board wipe at instant speed. Like Fiery Canade, where it doesn't hurt the pirates, but this says creatures you control with flying, so it's still going to hit their flyers. So that's a plus. Devout Decree. 1 white, 1 colorless. Exile target creature or planeswalker that is black or red. Scry 1. Well, it's okay. Disenchant, which I'm sure we'll need this with all the enchantments and artifacts that are in. 1 white, 1 colorless. Destroy target artifact or enchantment at instant speed. We have a rare blue, 3 blue, 3 blue, 3 colorless to cast Adamus All-Seeing, legendary creature Sphinx, 4/5 flyer. He has some abilities here. We got 1 blue, 2 colorless, tap, draw 2 cards, then discard a card. That's looting, that's good. Whenever Adamus All-Seeing deals damage to an opponent, you may reveal your hand. If cards with at least 6 different converted mana costs are revealed this way, that player loses the game. Okay. Well, that seems a little tough to do, but it doesn't say combat damage, so you could just fling this at him whenever you get it. But then you lose a card that you probably need to be able to win the game. But there are ways to make sure that he lands his damage. Interesting. Well, the decent thing about it, that is super interesting. It would be nice to see somebody get this to work. How horrible would that to be? You lose. So bad. Aether Gust. Okay, so just 1 blue, 1 colorless. Choose target spell or permanent that is red or green. Its owner puts it on the top or bottom of their library for an instant speed uncommon. So they get to choose if they put it on the top or bottom of their library. I mean, they're doing this thing where, these things only work on certain colors, which I don't know. Negate. We have Negate again. We're always going to have Negate. Counter target non-creature spell. Instant speed. Common. 1 blue. 1 colorless. Octoprophet. Okay. 1 blue. 3 colorless for an octopus creature. Common. When Octoprophet enters the battlefield, scry 2. Okay, well, this will be good in sealed. I mean, 3/3 for 4 with scry 2. Unsummon. 1 blue. Return target creature to owner's hand at instant speed. Ooh, mythic rare. Oh, great. Kaikar. I don't know. Kaikar Wind's Fury. 1 white, 1 red, 1 blue, 1 colorless. Legendary creature, Bird Wizard. Flying 3/3. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. Well, that's awesome. That's actually really good. Sacrifice a spirit and add a red mana source. It's pretty good. I like that. I mean, it's in the colors of Teferi, so I guess if you can cast a Banefire and they go to board wipe, you could just sack them all and get them for something. This definitely has potential. Alright, we have another mythic rare. I don't even know how to say this name. Rennie. Alright, we're just going to call it Rennie. Rennie, Angel of Rebirth. 1 white, 1 green, 1 red, 2 colorless. Legendary creature, Angel. Flying. Other multicolored creatures you control get +1/+0. That's handy. Whenever another multicolored creature you control dies, return it to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. Well, that is a hell of an ability. It is legendary, but if you're running a multicolored deck, this is good. This would probably be okay commander or crazy. I don't know. I don't play commander, but I like it. It's a 5/4/2 for 5, so it's not horrible. Being flyer, God, return it at jeez. That's crazy. That's just gonna make it impossible for them to get rid of. Like when they get rid of your creature, you're just gonna get it back. And a lot of these multicolored cards have ETBs, so well, it's gonna suck for the opponent, and be good for you if you're playing it. I like that card. It's super neat. Corpse Knight, 1 black, 1 white. Zombie Knight, uncommon, 2/2. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses a life. Well, that would be fun in like Aristocats. Or tokens or something where you are playing yeah, because whenever another creature enters the battlefield, well, this pairs with Lily too. You get a couple zombies and they're going to lose a life each turn. There's a lot of situations this card is good. This card is going to be good. I'm glad there's a Zombie Knight in there. That's great. Creeping Trailblazer, 1 green, 1 red elemental. Uncommon. Other elementals you control get +1/+0. Okay. It is a 2/2 for 2, so that's fine. Then it has another ability. 1 green, 1 red, 2 colorless. Creeping Trailblazer gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each elemental you control. I mean, that could definitely be good in a deck full of elementals. You pay 4, but if you can pump them up big enough, I mean, that's good. Empyrean Eagle, 1 colorless, 1 white, 1 blue for a bird spirit, uncommon. Flying 2/3. Other creatures you control with flying get +1/+1. That's awesome. I could see like a low ground flyers deck hitting with this. We have an enchantment right now that already gives them +1/+1, so let's turn in all these little guys to some fairly big threats. That's a neat card. Definitely be good in like a sealed, like at a pre-release if you build a white-blue flyers deck, which flyers in that situation is always great. Iron Root Warlord, 1 colorless, 1 green, 1 white. Treefolk Soldier, common, star 5. Okay, Iron Root Warlord's power is equal to the number of creatures you control. It's not too horrible. 1 white, 1 green, 3 colorless. Create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. So they can make guys too. It's pretty good for uncommon. Definitely really good in limited. Probably good in some tokens deck. I mean, he can get big, but I like the fact that the 5 stays. We had another legendary creature in standard right now, but like it just dies so easy because it has no butt. You know, it just loses all its toughness as your creatures die. This is definitely good. Let's see how that one works out. I'll mess around with that card. We got a land. Cryptic Caves. Tap, add a colorless. Pay 1, sacrifice Cryptic Caves, draw a card. Activate this ability only if you control 5 or more lands. So that's good. Anything that kind of draws you a card on a land too. That's awesome. Alright, we have Loxodon Life Singer. 5 colorless, 1 white. Elephant Cleric, rare. When Loxodon Life Singer, I want to say Slinger. Why do I always say Slinger? I don't know. Enters the battlefield, you may have your life total become equal to the total toughness among creatures you control. That's not too bad. That could be a big life gain card. Coming in at 6 for sure. Then you can pay 5 colorless, 1 white. Loxodon Life Singer gets +X until end of turn, where X is your life total. Well, shit. Well, that would be good in like Commander or something like that. You could just make it huge. Yeah, that seems like that could be really good. Risen Reef, 1 colorless, 1 green, 1 blue, elemental. Whenever Risen Reef or another elemental enters the battlefield under your control, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may put it onto the battlefield tab. Well, that's freaking handy. If you don't put the card onto the battlefield, put it in your hand. So you get to draw a card. Well, this is great. Temur Elementals, I guess. I don't know. Could be a deck. It is only a 1/1 for 3, so that's definitely a card that dies to many things. But super great ability. 7 drop, 5 colorless and 2 red for a Dragon Wizard. What the hell? Flying. Whenever Dragon Mage deals combat damage to a player, each player discards their hand, then draws 7 cards. Okay. It's a 5/5 for 7. And everybody gets to draw a bunch of cards. I don't know. Okay, we got a Planeswalker now. Ajani, Strength of the Pride. 2 white, 2 colorless, legendary Planeswalker Ajani. Its +1 is you gain life equal to the number of creatures you control plus the number of Planeswalkers you control. Okay. So, I mean, you could actually gain some decent life, I guess, in like a white, mono white deck that's running right now. -2, create a 2/2 white cat soldier creature token named Ajani's Primate. Whoa. With whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on Ajani's Primate. So he makes Primates? That's actually really good. That seems like that could be really good in the right deck. His 0 is if you have at least 15 life more than your starting life total, exile Ajani's Strength of the Pride. That's a bummer. And each artifact and creature your opponents control. So if you're in a pinch, I guess he can blow himself up and get rid of a bunch of stuff on their board. He comes in with 5 loyalty, which is pretty good, so you at least get 2 cats out of him before you gotta start plussing him, and then they all get bigger, so I like that. But his 0, I guess in the right situation you may use it, but I think for the most part you're gonna -2/-2 and plus him up from there. But wow, that seems pretty good. All right, here we are moving on to the last card. What do we got here? I'm going to zoom this in here. Leyline of Combustion. 2 red, 2 colorless enchantment. If Leyline of Combustion is in your opening hand, you may begin the game with it on the battlefield. Whenever you and or at least one permanent you control becomes the target of a spell or ability the opponent controls, Leyline of Combustion deals 2 damage to that player. Yeah, it seems good. That seems so cool. I'm curious to see what. Oh my gosh! Oh, if every color is going to get something in Leyline, man, this is going to be awesome. I'm so excited for these spoilers. All right, can't wait to get some more spoilers, you guys. That is it for the video. Please hit like and subscribe. I am so happy to be here sharing all these cards with you guys, and I will see you soon.